Hi my friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about headaches for a moment, especially headaches caused by nervous tension, stress, and even those things leading into migraines, because stress is a big deal these days. It really is. And if we can find ways to support our efforts in reducing our stress levels, that's only going to help our whole entire body. And so let's go ahead and talk about a special tea blend. I've got some herbs here that we'll talk about, and we're going to go ahead and make a tea blend together, or you can use this to tincture as well. And it's for basically soothing nervous tension. These herbs are very safe. They can be used on a daily basis as a tonic. And in that way, actually used on a daily basis, there is evidence that states that they can actually reduce the occurrence of migraines. If you're having a headache, this blend can also, especially if it's a tension headache, this blend can help reduce the tension in the body, and then the headache will hopefully disappear. So anyway, this recipe actually comes from this book. This is Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs, a Beginner's Guide. It's a pretty basic herbal book. At this point, I have hundreds of herbal books, but I will tell you what, this is still one of my favorites. I love this book. She speaks so clearly, and she's got decades, just literally decades of experience. This is actually my second copy of this book. The first one fell apart. That's how much I used it. And when I first started my own herbal studies, it was before the internet was really a thing. And this is where I first started my journey. So thought I'd just show that to you. It's special to my heart. And I love this blend. This has been one of my go-to blends for literally years, and I really, really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and we'll talk about the different ingredients. There's only 3 herbs in here. You can use equal parts of each, or you can mix them up a little bit. If you like spearmint and the taste of it, you can add a little bit more, and so on and so forth. But first off, we have spearmint. So spearmint is a mint, obviously. It's related to peppermint. It's Mentha spicata is the Latin name, and it's a very soft, sweet, just a very gentle mint, and I really love it. It's good for kids. It's good for situations where you're under a lot of stress, and it's actually helpful for your brain and cognition. It's just overall supportive to your nervous system. And I'm going to go ahead and use 2 parts because I'm going to go ahead and tincture some of this for myself. You can also use this blend in teas, and this just, oh my goodness, spearmint smells so good. We grow a lot of it ourselves, and we harvest it from our garden, and it's just amazing. Next up is Feverfew. Now, Feverfew is a nervine tonic herb. It's also really good for fevers, as you can probably imagine by the name Feverfew. But I really love it in this tea blend because it goes to work and it soothes the nervous system, and it synergizes beautifully with the mint and the lemon balm. Now, Feverfew doesn't have a really great taste, whereas spearmint does, and our other herb lemon balm does too. So it's the bad taste of Feverfew is really offset nicely by the other 2 herbs. Feverfew is easy to grow. I've grown it in my garden. I don't have it growing right now, but I can tell you this, it's invasive, and that's why I've hesitated to grow it here in Idaho. When we lived down in the mountains of southern Nevada, I grew it and it just spread everywhere, which is nice. It's a really pretty flower, but it kind of killed out some of the other things I wanted to grow. So you do have to be a little bit careful with it depending on where you live. All right, next up is lemon balm. I love lemon balm because guess what? It tastes and smells like lemon. Hence the name lemon balm. Lemon balm is a gentle nervine tonic as well. All of these herbs just beautifully support the nervous system and your brain and your stress levels and your tension. So all of these are just very, very, very wonderful. Lemon balm is also antiviral, which is exceptionally helpful if you're using it as a tonic. So it can just support your body in a number of different ways. I'm just mixing this up with my hands here. One thing about lemon balm to be aware of is that if you have hypothyroidism, you might want to look into using it, at least heavily, because it might be contraindicated for you, and you should probably talk to your doctor about that. Otherwise, lemon balm is beautiful. It's generally safe for the majority of people, and all of these herbs are safe for children. So if you have kids who are little stress cases or experience anxiety, this is actually a really good combination for them too. So mix this up. This tea blend, you might have noticed that a lot of my tea blends, if you are on my website looking at the recipes or here in YouTube, you might have noticed that many of them are colorful, and I try to make them really aesthetically pleasing too. And this one, however, is just green. It's nothing special about this one, but it does work beautifully. All right, now let me just say, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and add some rose petals in here, and they would give it that pop of color and make it just beautiful. Another herb you could add if you wanted to is ginger. Ginger goes really well with all of these, and it has some stimulating actions that might be helpful as well, especially for digestion. But I like this tea just as an overall nerve soothing tonic, and it's helpful for headaches and migraines. All right, that's all I have on this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and please subscribe and be here with me. Thank you so much. I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and hope to see you in the community. Bye-bye.